Apologies for that, but we are in, and it's Singularity winning the pistol round. We are in for the second. Apologies, it is Singularity versus Gamerlegion. I'm Dan-chan, and hopefully we're gonna have a pretty good game. Gamerlegion, they are currently 1-1 in Esea Premier, while Team Singularity, they are 0-1. It's going to be a push in towards the B site that Notton will deal with for the most part. Gets a couple frags under his belt, and well, it's a 3-on-2 for the Singularity side. That HE should do decent damage to Era, and it does. Down to 50, Era goes. But the bomb planted, a nice round so far for the Gamerlegion side, where they've been able to find a couple frags, potentially more to come their way as well. But as Adam posted up towards short, he's looking for a shot or maybe two as his teammate falls. And he will fall shortly after. Could only manage the one. Team Singularity, they'll find the conversion round against the force buy from Gamerlegion. But the bomb planted, 3 kills for Gamerlegion, not bad at all. Singularity will be happy to come away with a round, and they will have themselves a slightly easier time of things into this next one, unless Gamerlegion decide to go for another force buy, which would be a little bit crazy. It would be a little bit crazy, that. And they actually are going to go for another force buy, so perhaps sensing that there's not great economy on the Singularity side. Obviously, those 3 kills mean that they've forced a lot of economy out of the Danes' hands. But still, with that AUG for Remoy, an M4, a Galil for Larson, and a couple SMGs for the CT side. Rusty's going to try and get a bit of damage, and he will connect onto Larson. No kill found, but presence shown and damage done. We'll guarantee a lot of control towards the Gamerlegion side towards mid, and trust me, Gamerlegion, they're not a German side. They have, what is it, 2 Brits, a Swede and Rusty, and what is it? And then, oh, sorry, 2 Swedes. Era's a Swede as well, isn't he? And then 0 Slovakian. So, damage being done is at least 5 for Gamerlegion. It's finding a couple of kills now. It's a 5-on-3 in Singularity. They're going to concede the bomb plant over on this A site. 2 players still towards CT, and the last over towards the B site. Looks like they'll probably just go for the save here. Allow the Gamerlegion side to pick up a round. SMF going to do a little bit of damage at least. Puts down one of those Gamerlegion players, and the AK is going to be recovered by Rusty. That's not going to fall into the Singularity hands as they'll try and escape with this M4, the Galil, the MP9. Gamerlegion, they work out pretty well. They sense the blood in the water, and you know, like sharks, they swarm in, take them down, bite off the legs, but the torso's still floating, and that's the weapons that they manage to bring into the next round, which they will manage to get a full bite around as well. I say full bite, pretty decent bite. They'll get a FAMAS and an AUG up to assist the saved weapons, which is pretty decent. But it's still Gamerlegion who are going to have a much sharper buy here. The 4 AKs, a Galil, no AWPs on the table for the moment. This round could really swing the momentum in this game very early on. If Singularity pick it up, they're going to completely decimate Gamerlegion's economy, force them into a really low buy, and with 3 opening kills coming through for Singularity, it looks like it might just be happening, but Zero doesn't want to give up on that just yet. Him and Adam are 2 versus 5, and there's 2 kills going their way. Iceberg's low as well, and Adam's going to secure that kill, and in the blink of an eye, they switched it back into a 2-on-2, but look at their HP for Gamerlegion. They're both so very low, and Notton, he's found the bomb as well. He's got the MP9 and a bomb. Larson just needs to not die here. Give his teammate a chance to find one. But Notton, he's been spotted now with that jump peak. Zero knows he's there and he might call for backup here. Adam can start swinging around. 45 seconds on the clock. In Singularity. Still got control of that bomb. 34 seconds. It's going to surely be a matter of taking down both of these players on the Team Singularity side rather than getting that bomb planted. 25 seconds. Duel towards top mid. Adam needs to win this one. And he will with the last bullet in the mag. Notton now left all his lone. 18 seconds on the clock. Can he find anything? Yes, he can. He gets one. But Zero. He is right there to trade. And a pause coming through. This is for the Gamerlegion side. Gamerlegion calling for a tactical timeout. They tie things up 2-2 after a couple force buys on those follow-up rounds do actually turn in their favour. And somehow they managed to recover a 2v5. That one, Zero and Adam working miracles for Gamerlegion, keeping them on a pretty even keel. But with only one player surviving, the economy is really not all too great for Gamerlegion. Era still needs to buy up. Adam and Zero, the only two with much cash going into the next round. So if they're not able to pick this one up, there's going to be such a limited amount of economy for the Gamerlegion side. But lucky for them, Team Singularity, it's 4 Deagles, a scout for Larson. Not at all a stacked buy. But we've seen what Deagles can do in the past. And if a scout gets a few tags through, maybe those Deagles can find a body shot or two. It's going to be fast in towards this B site. SMF for the Deagle looking to find an opening. And he will collect on towards Dobbo. Play at close range. That's Era, who's also going to get caught. SMF has found 2 opening kills for the Singularity side. And how has Larson found that? Nails Rusty's head, picks him mid-air, and Adam's going to walk into the Deagle of Ramoy. It's all up towards 0 or 1 versus 3. As he tries to catch Larson escaping from his grasp, but it's Iceberg who's surely going to cut this round down to size with this push from the apartments. And it is Deagle in the back of the back. Wouldn't that be the front? Deagle in the back. Will put him to rest, and Team Singularity, they fight back with the Deagles, the scout. Legion, they let a round slip away there. Gamerlegion, whatever was said in that timeout didn't really work out for them. Team Singularity getting the better of European side. Now, they do manage to get themselves a buy. That bomb plant helping out massively with the economy for Gamerlegion. Era's able to get himself an open as well. But look at the limited utility for Gamerlegion. They've sacrificed a lot here. They've got 4 smokes and a HE. That's all they have. Might have been better to maybe go for a few Galeals, but Era, with that AWP, he's going to open up the round. Notton picked off, jump spotting over towards those apartments. They're going to try and create a bit of space off the back of that towards mid. Adam, he needs to be careful, and he does get picked. Larson's left on 3 HP. That nade, not going to connect. And Iceberg, he's got the bomb towards connector. A huge pick to find, but there's a player over in jungle. That's Rusty. They're not going to expect. And Zero, he peeks out. Palace finds himself one as well. And these Singularity players being picked off one by one. Gamerlegion got themselves into some nooks and crannies around the map. And Gamerlegion is surely going to tie this one up 3-3 as it's right now just SMF all on his lonesome towards the apartments. Banking on a hope and a prayer that maybe he can find a kill or two here. The bomb ticks its way down. He's going to be just holding towards that underpass. Hoping that maybe somebody comes his way. Gamerlegion, they'll just chill over towards the A ramp and palace, keep themselves perfectly safe. No reason to throw these guns away. 3 is sort of the minimum you want to be keeping alive on a round like that, and they do so. It does help just to build up that money. It's sort of the lowest amount that you can have alive and build up a bit of cash. It means you can, you know, 2 of those 3 players can drop weapons over. If the only 2 players survive, 2 players generally can't drop 3 players. So, a little bit of quick maths there. But a pause for Singularity here as it's all tied up 3-3 again. Gamerlegion, they've had an up and down start towards this Esea Premier season. They took down Fate, it was, in their opening match, 2-1. A pretty tight game that was. And then they lost out to Wisla Krakow in the follow-up game. That was, again, another tight game. Came to a 16-14 on the decider. Both of the games 2-1. In Singularity, they had a tough opening game against Hellraisers. Lost that one 2-0. But hoping to bounce back with a bit of time to bond as a roster. Hoping that they can find some form, get their ducks in a row. But Adam, he's going to shoot one of those ducks. It's Remoy getting taken down. They don't expect Iceberg here still. He was able to find one on the Deagle. And it's just calamity towards the A site as he just pushes through a smoke, finds another. Adam eventually trades him out, and that nade going to do nothing. A 3-on-3 until Larson peeks into the crosshair. And Aero with this AWP looking for more, but it's Zero who looks on the prowl as well, up towards the palace, hoping to bait out some peeks from other players. But Notton and his Deagle, they are sublime. Nails down Zero and puts the Team Singularity side back into a 2v2. And with SMF on an M4 as well, he's got weaponry to fight this with. Notton's actually going to be flanking around over towards that B site. Surely they know that the bomb's down on the A site. Gamerlegion, they have to commit this way, but it looks like Notton, they don't know that the bomb's there. It's not been spotted in all the chaos that ensued towards the site. I'm surprised they didn't spot it with the peek from CT. SMF is going to have a lot of work to do here. That smoke might just give an inclination to the Team Singularity side that they are here towards this A site, and SMF will be hearing this bomb plant shortly, but actually they're going to rotate over, and now Notton's position is crucial. It forces them back, and they're running low on time, and maybe SMF can deny the plant. Not quite. Ira, he's able to scoot on by Adam. He's providing overwatch as the bomb does get planted, and SMF, he's just going to peek into the AWP and wins that one out, and leaves it all onto Adam, who has been spotted over towards that A ramp. Left in a 1v2 now, Adam. He has to try and find these players. SMF, he has a kid as well, but he's actually going to tap it and push forward. Notton, he's going to tap it again, but it's SMF close range. He'll find the shot. He chucks the M4 over to his teammate and recovers the AK himself. It is going to be a 10-second defuse, and I'll actually, you know what, there's an AWP there. I'll take that instead. As it is going to be Team Singularity finding another round from the ashes there. That has forced the Gamerlegion's side into what can only be described as a low econ buy. Let's call it that. Larson does pick off an opening. Remoy's looking for one of his own. And he will collect pretty succinctly onto Era. Well, bit of aggression towards this B site does make Larson a little bit uncomfortable. Has a couple players moving in for support now. But it is just one player in that position. Dobbo, he's dealt with, and now it's Rusty all on his lonesome. Not much life left for this round, and it is Team Singularity putting 2 rounds between them and Gamerlegion now, as the European side will get themselves the buy through. Era with that AWP once more. Larson has his big boomer in his hands. So you will be able to find an opening pick for their team. Well, it's 4 AKs alongside that single AWP for Era. A bit of a attention towards the apartments, and a little bit of attention does get a nade lobbed in Dobbo's direction. A little bit of unwanted attention for Dobbo there as he's left on 64 HP. Majority of the Gamerlegion players were having a mooch around towards mid. Nothing found for them in that direction, so they'll try a approach through underpass as well to maybe try and claim some more ground. The smoke towards window will isolate Iceberg away from mid. That allows Gamerlegion a lot of space. No re-aggression from Team Singularity as of yet to try and find any intel. No, towards the apartments, SMF starts looking that way. He's got a more forward position. Not sure it'll become coming in use this round, as it looks like a very... well, this is an A-split if ever I've seen one. There's just no way this is not an A-split. Iceberg, he's looking towards mid, not seeing anything. But surely they know that there's potential of players to already be up in towards Connector, and Remoy, he's going to play off the back of that, trying to push in towards the Palace, but actually gets caught by those players. Connector, Adam finishes off the job towards the apartments, or towards the Palace rather, and quickly as you like, Gamerlegion work their way in towards the A site. Not the only one to find a frag for Singularity. It's left no 2-on-4. SMF working through the underground. Looks like they may just back away from this one. Try and save their weapons, but Notton's in a bit of a pickle here. Towards CT. Murder hole isn't even opened, which means that he's pretty comfortable going past it. There is a player there who almost catches him. That's Rusty. So now they know that the save has been called. They may push 1 or 2 players to try and chase these Singularity players. Go towards the underground. Looking like the closest bet. Can't find anything. And for Gamerlegion, with the guns out, they pick up a round. 4 on the board for them. Team Singularity. They do pull themselves together. A pretty decent buy in this one. A little bit of utility lacking for both Remoy and Notton. Remoy with absolutely no utility, but does have that M4. So he has the firepower to deal with these Gamerlegion players, but if he gets into a position where, you know, a smoke, a flashbang might bail him out of a bad situation, that's not going to be available unless he has teammates nearby who can provide that utility for him. And right now he is playing over towards Connector, has Iceberg right with him. Bit of utility for Iceberg. So they hold the Connector position for the start of the round. They do back away as the smoke fades, though. Don't want to overstay their welcome. Expect Gamerlegion to try and take mid control, which they will start doing now. The smoke towards Connector. The pinch from underground and top mid works out. Team Singularity aren't going to fight it. Flashbang. Try and push through. Iceberg gets one while blinded. Remoy, he swings out as well. They go 1 for 1 and then 2 for 2. With Larson pushed towards the 8 ramp, he is in such a strong position. It's just a matter of whether they have heard him scope, whether they know he's in this position. And that Molotov does indicate that maybe they do. The double push from CT might need to draw a bit of attention away from Larson, but Adam, he's got his back turned, and so did Ira. There was a chance for a second there for Larson, but not quite quick enough. Nottingham will get it instead, and it leaves it all up towards Zero, who's having to backtrack through the Palace. A flashbang to try and draw attention his way, try and force them off the bomb, but with 3 of them alive, Tom has been stuck, and it's going to be 6 for Singularity. 9 Gamerlegion, another tie game. Nice work on the retake there. Larson's position. Spreading dissent amongst the ranks of the Gamerlegion side there as Adam got picked. My chair has a bit of a squeak. That really did put them in an awkward position. Ira was locked in towards the sandwich position. Nowhere to escape. And Singularity, they capitalised on that one. They got themselves into that one. And with Zero in a 1v3, there was just no chance. Initial aggression towards mid from both sides. Doesn't really result in much, apart from a little bit of traded damage. It might benefit the CTs a little bit more, I guess. It allows those M4s that are still in the ranks of Singularity to find that one-shot headshot on toward Adam. Sort of evens the balance between the M4 and the AK-47. It's not going to be a massive impact in the round. Just as well, it could swing the other way. It could allow, you know, a pick to come from one of those AKs a little bit easier. But it's SMF and Iceberg. We do open up the fragging for this round. Iceberg is tucked in towards the jungle. Now these last 3 Gamerlegion players are going to try approaching towards this A site after a disappointing initial hit that was supposed to gain ground towards Connector and ends up falling a little bit flat. Team Singularity giving up a lot of space here. Boost up on towards stairs. Might just be the perfect position. That is until Larson just picks off a couple players and leaves 0 all and is lonesome. Nice work from Larson there, positioned up on towards short, just watching through that connector alleyway. And as soon as the player peeked, he was dead. The Singularity, they find a 7th, and Gamerlegion, they will call a pause. Gamerlegion, this isn't going to be a round where they're banking on bagging a win. This is going to be allowing Singularity to an 8th and securing the lead for the first half, while they just set themselves up for as good a position as they can possibly be in this next round, as they'll try and fight back, get themselves up to 7 on the board themselves. But with the economy that they have, they're about 2k per player. You can't get a buy up in this round. The loss bonus, it will allow them a buy up in the next round, especially if they get the bomb plant. But a nice tag from Larson, even while being flashed up there, catches Adam in his leg. And leaves 17 points of health, but Gamerlegion, well, nice opening shot from Remoy does leave Gamerlegion at the disadvantage. Those ticks of damage are going to be heard by Larson. He knows that this player is close mid. Iceberg, he sees where that Molotov is. He sees where those players must be. There's Dobbo. He took quite a lot of damage from that Molotov as well, as they're going to try boosting up. This is straight into Larson's crosshair. He is holding for this, and he does pick off the initial player, switching to the USP, gets himself a 2nd. Can he manage a 3rd? It's a little bit awkward, but he gets it. And the 4th. Almost an ace. But he deals with every single player that comes his way. As it will be 8 for Singularity, getting it done and dusted pretty cleanly there. Gamerlegion just getting everybody in through the window. Like lemmings, they push forward, and like lemmings, they all fall flat. It is the guns now for Gamerlegion. The 5 AKs, no AWP. The main disadvantage that Gamerlegion's side will have over Team Singularity here. Couple players pushing underground, and a lot of control towards mid early on from Team Singularity. They've got Iceberg pushed in behind these smokes, and at least he goes 1 for 1 there. It could have been a lot worse for him. He double peeked into those players underground, but deals with Rusty. Domo quick on the trade. And for Gamerlegion, this isn't too bad of a situation to be in. You've got himself 4 and 4. You know that Team Singularity's side is going to be spread thin, or thinner at least, but look, I guess they don't account for this. Team Singularity have gotten an aggressive in towards the apartments. With Nottingham pushed up deep, they've got SMF a little bit further behind, hoping to maybe bait in the players not to look his way. But Nottingham, he is fully blinded by that one and has no chance in fighting back, but they don't expect to play further back. Remoy, he's able to bait out the peek from Adam. And Gamerlegion, they fail towards B, but they're going to dart towards the A site instead and hope for a new promise. A promise of bountiful loot. More importantly, the bomb plant will be getting done and dusted there. Dobbo's trying to hold them back, and he's doing so mightily fine. Gets himself 2 there, covers the bomb plant. Eventually gets traded by Larson. The round is won by Gamerlegion. Do find a 5th. Team Singularity, plenty of cash to play with, though. They have no issues with that. Those rounds with 4 or 5 players alive do help out a lot, as Adam, he's plucked out of the air, trying to go aggressive towards the catwalk. Just hoping to bait some players over, perhaps. Hoping for an early kill, as the main hit's coming in towards the A site. But Iceberg, he is positioned perfectly for this one. Rusty's able to finally find a frag for Gamerlegion, but is it too little too late for them here in this penultimate round? This first half, as it's a 2-on-4 rather. Bomb down in the A site. One of these players is going to have to push forward to get it, and there's so many Singularity players swarmed around this A site. Iceberg towards the Tetris position. Another player in towards ramp. Iceberg is able to find just pretty much everybody, in fact. Gets himself 4 kills in that one. Perfect position and perfect aim. And Singularity, you know, looking a lot stronger than they did last week. That is for sure. They do find a 9th and into the final round of a half. Gamerlegion. Wrong by SMF, I'm assuming. But buys a Mag 7. Shouldn't be too fortunate, as it is the last round and he has an M4 already. But Larson with the opening kill almost gets himself a 2nd, but just keeps Singularity in the advantage, as Adam's Tech 9 can only find 1 before he's dealt with. Gamerlegion trying something fast here, not initially working out, but may still be hope, as Notton, he's spotted out and he is taken down. Rusty will annihilate the first, but SMF, he's there as well, and they're giving up the frags now to Gamerlegion. They didn't need to fight like this, but they are, and it's all falling apart. That nade could do damage onto Rusty, will get the kill, but it's post-mortem, and it's Gamerlegion with a 6th. with the limited buy at the end of the round, they somehow make it work. Fair play to Gamerlegion. Kept fighting till the end. Probably should have been Singularity up to 10. But I guess that pays it back for the earlier rounds that Singularity found with that lesser weaponry. Especially that Deagle and Scout round they found. It kept them in this game. We do just wait for this second half to go live. As I mentioned before, Team Singularity took the L against Hellraisers last week. Oh, Gamerlegion, they've already played 2 games. One was against Fate, and that was the victory. That was the victory for Gamerlegion that they took in their opening game. And against Wisla Krakow, that was it. Against Wisla Krakow, and they weren't able to win out against the Poles in that one, and it ended up Gamerlegion coming to a 1-1 scoreline so far for Premier. They'll be hoping to try and put themselves on a 2-1, while Singularity are definitely hoping that they can find their first win here. Definitely want to try and make up for last week and going 2-0 down or 0-2 down early on in ESE Premier is definitely not gonna be sitting too well with them. So they've come out the gates. They've come out the gates shooting here. They've kicked down the saloon doors. They're firing their Colts into the air. And they've got themselves a 3-round lead here on Gamerlegion's map pick. We head into the second half. It's looking like a very aggressive B hit here from the Singularity side. A smoke, a couple flashbangs to go over the top by the looks of things, as Singularity just pressing forwards in, and a very laid-back setup from Gamerlegion allows a lot of control to come their way. But Larson, he might be able to find the opening pick here with Zero pushing through the underground. And he does catch him. Gives the Singularity side an advantage. That is until Adam and Dobbo. Oh no! It's all gone horribly wrong. It was a 5-on-3, and somehow it's ended up with Larson in a 1 versus 2. How does he win this one out? They smoke on the bomb. He's going to take down the assistants, and he's pushing in towards the smoke. He thinks he's on it, but the knives aren't going to come through, and there's an absolute chaos inside of the smoke. But Adam, he'll secure his 4th kill of the round. He has the kit, and he will get the defuse. Larson, he put a lot of stock in the defuse coming through that. Obviously, with the smoke down, a kit on the board, there was potential. But getting a little bit lost in the smoke, comes out at the wrong place. Adam is able to mop up that frag. So Gamerlegion, they are able to fight back early on in this second half, picking up the 2nd pistol round. Singularity are going to try and fight their way back into this one. With a few Galils, an AK, a Deagle. All them finding a lot of success in the first half, but this one looks a little bit out of reach. That's the only kill found. Nothing, but SMS, he gets one. Needs to be careful. He's been pushed by those 2 CTs, and it's left up towards Ramoy. He has a Galil. I'm not sure if he's been spotted out yet. I believe he has been, because Dobbo is looking this way. And as he tries to get through the murder hole, Dobbo will be able to shoot him in his tushy. Easy frag for Dobbo, who's had a pretty rough game so far. 6-14, not what you'd hope for, but there's plenty of life left in this game. It is just the first map, as always, in Esea Premier. So plenty of time to pull it back, as that nade does hefty damage. Hero might just be able to mop up some frags here with the MP9. He gets himself 2, but Larson is now the last player alive, as a nade does even more damage towards him, and even more again, and possibly the killing blow there. And it will be. I wonder how much damage the nades did. I mean, Eras did 300 damage at the start of the round. And then what, like another, what was it, 54 or so damage there onto Larson with the nades. So about, 350 damage in total with the nades there for Gamerlegion. I mean, obviously it was just against a pretty much full eco. So you can't put too much stock in that one. It was just Singularity sending it down mid. But a pause coming through in this round could set Singularity up for a pretty strong buy coming into this next round, as this is, in fact, actually a Gamerlegion pause. The Gamerlegion called this one, getting their chickens in a row, ducks in a, whatever it is, ducks in a row, chickens in a hatch, whatever the saying is, for this first gun round, making sure they've got everything sorted, making sure that everything's prepared. Actually, I've just realised. Actually, it was actually a technical pause for Gamerlegion rather than a tactical. So that's why it's obviously going on a little bit longer than you'd expect for a tactical. 30-second tactical pauses. Technicals you can have longer. Depends how long the issue lasts. So I'm not sure what the maximum amount of time is for technical pauses. It has now been called to an end. So we'll be getting into things in just a moment. Team Singularity hoping to bounce back into the lead here as it sits 9-9. Losing that second half pistol round has given Gamerlegion the chance to pull it back and tie this game up. We've just set us up for a pretty exciting end to this first map. Whatever the outcome, this is obviously, of course, is Gamerlegion's map pick. We'll be hoping they can pick this one up. They don't want to allow Singularity to get an early 1-0 lead before they head into the second map. And with Dobbo finding that opening pick, dealing with Iceberg, that does set them up nicely to try and find double digits first. especially with Adam as well. This push from underground, he's finding so much information here. This rotation is going to be called over, and you can see now, Dobbo, he's moving. So is Rusty. They're both going to start making their way over towards this A site, but Team Singularity, they're working in through mid, and Adam, oh, he spotted out Larson. He has so much intel. The Singularity, they set themselves up. Little do they know what's coming. But Dobbo, he's going to give himself up, and that's a 4-on-4, but it won't be for long. As Adam, in the back lines, he's able to pick up 2. Can he get a 3rd? Yes, he can. He completely annihilates that mid-push, but Remoy, he's still kicking, and he's found 2 towards that A site, but without the bomb, he has to try and collect it from mid across his stricken teammates. That's surely not going to work out in his favor, and it might just be the AWP save instead. Works his way through CT. Looks like he may try and get into a position they won't expect. I mean, if the murder hole was open, he might actually be able to find Rusty in the back, but he's just going to chill over towards the market instead. And Wise, he hasn't gone further because Adam, he's going to be working through the B site right now, and he might actually find Remoy here. Well, Remoy not knowing which way to look, steps on both sides of him. Can't save the AWP. I'm surprised Adam works his way back through. I think just wanting to regroup with his teammate. Guess a little bit lucky that Remoy chose to save over in that direction. I think Remoy was hoping they might, if they did chase him, they might head over towards the A site, maybe CT, maybe Palace, something like that. Or just stick with the bomb in towards mid. And I mean, guess a little bit unlucky there, but it is Gamerlegion up to 10, and that's what matters. Picks off at first. Very shot coming through. It is just low weaponry for Team Singularity. A few Deagles, Tech 9s. There's already a 5-on-3 for Gamerlegion. Remoy finds one. But a clean round from Gamerlegion. 4 players surviving. Very nice. And Adam, he is 25 kills right now. He is a top frag in the server. Larson's the next highest. The AWP for Team Singularity. He's on 20. And if Gamerlegion have both maybe Dobbo and Zero start picking up the pace a bit more, that's going to be very dangerous for Singularity to deal with. I guess the same could be said going the other way. If a couple of these Singularity players start catching up towards Larson, things are going to get very dangerous for the CT side. And it's an initial presence towards mid for Team Singularity, forcing CT side back. A little bit of damage done both ways, not really favouring either of these teams. But here, he's positioned in towards underground. Not going to have any targets for the time being, but Adam, he spots out one towards the Palace. That is Remoy. So he smoked towards Connector. Rusty just wanting to keep himself safe. Rusty, a name people probably know from the Red Reserve days. I believe it was Larson. He finds an opening. Iceberg's going to try and cut in towards the underground. Find Ira, and he will. Ira missing the shot with the AWP is a huge window for Team Singularity as they now find it in a 5-on-2. But with Larson and Remoy both tagged quite heavily up, Dobbo's arm's been spotted out, and that's going to give up the game. Team Singularity up to 10. Nice work from them, picking off a lot of players in that round. One by one, finding those frags, and not necessarily the greatest of strategies, but it forced Gamerlegion into some awkward positioning that Singularity were able to capitalize on, and a nice pick as well. Not the kill, but Adam, he's left on 17 HP, and that is the key player for Gamerlegion, who's now left with less than a fifth of his HP. Ira's going to eat a nade as well, and that Molotov comes sailing in towards the position that forces him out the window. So a hefty chunk of damage done towards a couple of these players early on that Gamerlegion side. If that nade went a little bit further, it might have actually finished off Adam. Chucked through the window from underground. If it went over towards jungle, might have dealt the required damage. But Adam is just going to try and play off the back of his own utility. And keep himself safe, just keep himself alive, keep it in a 5-on-5, and not get picked. better than that. Finds himself 2 quick kills with a peek in towards the window and left with now 12 HP. If he keep running at that rate, he'll be able to kill everybody on the server before he runs out of health. As now it's a 3-on-5. But with Iceberg picking off Dobbo towards that B site, it opens up a gap. Rusty looking for frags. He can't find any for the moment, but he's finding intel, and it's a 3-on-4. But Rusty might just give himself up here. Over by the bin, needs support, but maybe not, as he gets a quick kill. Caught with a nade in his hand. That will be his life gone. 2v3 bomb planted. Team Singularity can definitely still pick this one up. But with the flank coming through the apartments, Remoy needs to be ready for this, and he is just about. The dink comes through from Zero, but the AK, that just hits a little bit harder. And the kill goes Remoy's way. And with Vera peeking in towards SMF's crosshair, it's now just Adam left alone in a 1v2. He's already got 2 kills to his name. He's going to get another one. And now it's just 11 versus 11. HP for both of these teams. Remoy isn't going to bite on the first tap. It's no kit for Adam. And Remoy, he just needs to buy a little bit more time. But he does do exactly that. Adam, no time. He bails out. I think maybe there may have been a kit that his teammate called out. Maybe there may have been enough time in that one. But Adam, how does he find that much damage with so little HP? Well played from Remoy. Doesn't get the kill. Doesn't need to. Any clutch you can win without actually fighting the enemy, that's the clutches you should be proud of. But now, tied up 11-11. Gonna be pistols for Gamerlegion. A big opportunity here for Team Singularity after a round when they only had 1 player surviving. Just to build up a bit of cash, try and keep 4 or 5 players alive, and they've done pretty well against the ecos of Gamerlegion in the past. Especially on that CT side. We'll see if they can do the same here on the T side. A little bit harder, as it's quite often easier for Gamerlegion, or for CT side in general, to find like those sort of 4v1s or 3v1s against a player with a rifle. Get that kill. Obviously, maybe trading out. And then getting a weapon into your hands. Then you can sort of snowball from there. So, definitely danger that Team Singularity want to be aware of. That M4 for Adam as well that was saved across can still find a lot of damage. We saw what he was able to do with an M4 and just, was it 17 HP? In that previous round, he got tagged down very early on by the AWP. And he's going to go for the peak. He's only managing 1 this time. But it's the stack towards B that's going to be coming through. It's going to have to be Team Singularity clearing it out. And they're doing pretty well. A few kills coming their way, though. And it's just Dobbo left in a 1 versus 2. He's jiggling around the box. He finds another kill. Surely not, and doesn't fall at all. That's difficult, because that is a round 1 for Team Singularity, of course. Be happy about that one. But 1 player surviving, no bomb planted. That is going to eat into the Team Singularity economy. They are just about staying afloat here. They get the 4 AKs, the AWP. There's no cash left, though, for them in that reserve. The bomb plant in the round prior kept them at this position. And it's going to be a quick boost up for Dobbo up towards the balcony. Iceberg needs to be careful. Does he spot out anything? Oh, he's getting a lot of damage through. And 20 HP for Dobbo. He's going to have to fall away. He can't stick around in that location for fear of a stray nade, for fear of a stray bullet. A stray cat, even. You never know what might be coming through those apartments. As Remoy once again lurking over towards this A site. He's in the ramp this time rather than the Palace's usual domain. But a very odd angle there. Neither player able to spot each other's toes as it's Remoy up on top. That drop may just be heard though by Zero, who was up on top of the urn. In this position, and it's going to be actually Remoy. He takes the lower angle. Will get caught out by Zero. But luckily for Team Singularity, they found a kill elsewhere on the map. That was Norton to get that one. So a 4-on-4. Pretty even damage done across the board as Zero. He upgrades himself to the AK-47. Team Singularity do from here? It's looking like they're going to try towards that B site, but with SMF in towards jungle, he can cut off rotations here if he bides his time, and just avoiding being spotted by Zero, but it's Rusty who'll take him down instead. Iceberg's opened up that B site, so potential now for Team Singularity. They've done it on this B site from worse positions, and they're going to go for it now. The bomb to be planted. Gamerlegion aren't going to commit to trying to stop that. All three of these Gamerlegion players now going to work in through the market, but it's Iceberg with the opening. Rusty a quick trade onto Nottingham, but now he's left alone, and it's two more players to find. Larson with the AWP, Iceberg with the AK, Rusty on a trusty AUG, looking for shots, but Larson, he'll spot out Rusty in just a moment. Doesn't need to go for the peak, just letting Rusty work down the clock, and as he pushes forward, tries to find another player. He does walk into Iceberg's crosshair. And Team Singularity, oh, this is certainly a completely different look to last week. And one that is going to be getting a few of these Esea Premier teams a little bit worried for their matchups against Team Singularity, as they are currently 13-11 up on Gamelegion's map pick, looking to get an early lead in this series before they head over to their own map pick of Overpass. And for Gamerlegion, this is a scary prospect for them. Team that was only recently put together, Team Singularity, putting up great numbers, but Zero, he's putting up great numbers with a 5-7. 2 quick kills towards a ramp. Those headshots are deadly. Larson, he's going to peek out. Surely he finds this shot. He does. That's going to bring one back in the Team Singularity favor. That Molotov just clears out the triple box. We'll know now that he's not in that position. And Dobbo, he's going to get caught on the flank. Larson doing huge work for Team Singularity here. It is just against the pistols, but from a 3-on-5, they brought it into a 3-on-3. There's going to be another flank. This time it's Adam. And does Singularity read this? They're going to have to push into the A site soon, and surely they can get in before Adam makes his way there on the flank. The no one player was over by the triple box. They can assume he fell back in towards CT. As they push forward, they're looking for Era. He's locked in towards Connector, and now the time starting to favour Adam here, as he's gotten himself in towards the ramp, but they clear out jungle. Adam salvages himself an AK, but the aim punch is going to completely derail any hopes of getting that long-range engagement. And now Rusty, left alone 1 versus 3. They know his position. He's hoping for damage. And all he'll receive is an AK round straight through his cranium, as it's 14 for Singularity. And a pause called. You guess who by? That's right, Gamerlegion. Down 3 rounds. This is probably their last buy. They have a lot of cash in reserve. They've worked their economy well. They've allowed Singularity these anti-eco rounds. They had a chance there to steal it away from Singularity. Those 2 opening kills from Zero. He's going to be hurting after that one. He's not had a great game, 12-17, and the impact he does have, it's on an eco round that his teammates aren't able to follow up on. Adam is on 30 kills right now. How horrible this must be. Dobbo is on 8. He needs to step up if Gamerlegion have any sort of a chance in this one. Well, for Team Singularity, if they beat down this buy, they're on 15. They're on map point. And they might just steal away Gamelegion's map, but Dobbo, that's the impact, that's the frag. It doesn't matter. Excuse me, it doesn't matter if he ends this game on 12 kills, if he's going to keep fragging like this, and he's going to keep saving Gamerlegion, but they need to clear out this site, Singularity, and they do. At least taking down Dobbo, they know another player's over by the bench. Not finding the frag, Larson will instead take down Era, the rotation caught. And they know Rusty's still over by his position, and as the smoke fades, Iceberg, he can't find the kill. Larson's now left all in his lonesome. 2 kills already to his name, and hoping that somebody's going to walk into his crosshair. Doesn't look like he's going to be so lucky. The smoke will allow Rusty to maneuver over by that bench. Instead, he's actually going to stand up on top of the bench, hoping for a different angle to play with. But Larson in Cyclops mode. He's just going to back away. Doesn't need to take this fight. Not anymore. Needs to save this up, really. The economy for Team Singularity, although they've won a few in a row here, hasn't been put in a great position. You can see Gamerlegion, they're just giving nothing away. Well drilled from them. Not giving anything up to Larson here, who actually is still looking for damage. Hoping to maybe find Rusty over by that corner as he drops in towards the site. He's now committed. Maybe not the play he should have gone for that. Because once they knew he was committed, they could crunch onto him. This time, it's going to be Team Singularity calling a timeout. 14-12. They should take an eco here. Should maybe a bit of a half buy. Keep enough cash in reserve for a buy next round. Allow Gamerlegion to 13. That'll allow you to buy 14-13. If you don't win that one out, your next buy is going to be when Gamerlegion on 15. So, a lot of pressure on this next buy round. If Team Singularity win it out, Gamelegion's economy is going to be... Ooh, what's their loss bonus like? They're on 4-stage loss bonus. They could... That'll be 2,900 coming into their accounts. Oh, well, actually, it'll be 2,400 by the time it gets to the next round. Alright. So... that would not be enough. So they need to build up a bit of cash here in this round, Gamerlegion, just to make sure they can sustain a couple of losses. And it looks like it's going to be going all swimmingly as Adam, he picks up a couple opening kills. But Rusty, he'll help out as well. Free for him. That B site, not an issue, not a point of damage done towards the Gamerlegion side. As now, this next buy round, it's going to be all or nothing for these two teams. But, obviously... bit of cash built up there for Gamerlegion. A little bit of money to fall back on. They can rebuy if they need to. Team Singularity. Gamelegion's economy is going to survive till the end of this game. Unless Team Singularity loses one, do a lot of damage that forces Gamerlegion to completely rebuy, and then Team Singularity get 15, but that's an unlikely situation. There's going to be aggression in towards the palace that Remoy will actually win out initially. Dobbo is still there with the flashbang, and Remoy, he's going to deal with both of them. Dobbo, I said if he got these frags, if he got these impact frags at the openings of these rounds, that would have been a huge one to get. All would be forgiven, but not able to trade out on a frag he probably should have had. Obviously difficult to know which angle Remoy's going to swing from in the palace. Gamerlegion, they went for a play and it's backfired. Remoy, 2 for him. Nice shot from Rusty. Catches Larson. It's a big kill to find. He was already low HP. The M4 clips him through the edge of the wall, gets the kill. Now Singularity are looking to crunch in towards this B bomb site. 2 players on the defense era. Post up in market with that AWP. Otto needs to be careful as he pushes through short, but he will make it, I believe, before anybody peeks from connector. And with Iceberg taking down Rusty, the B site has an opening. Era needs to find shots, and he will. Finds one back, and a second as he deals with Norton. And now Adam, he swings in, and this is all falling apart now as it's Remoy left alive, 1 versus 2. He's going to get the first shot, doesn't have time to get the bomb planted. He can't do it. And it will be 14 for Gamerlegion, and Adam, oh, almost kills Remoy as well after time. That would have been so harsh. But Gamerlegion, they stay alive a little bit longer. 14-14, and Remoy, he does keep the AWP into the next round. That'll be equipped onto Larson. Remoy, no cash for him. Maybe get dropped a Galil or something. Do Gamerlegion, oh sorry, do Singularity rather, allow Gamerlegion to 15 and try and fight for OT in this first map. It is a tactical timeout here for the Singularity side, I assume. That's probably what we're going to be discussing here. Remember as well, this is Gamelegion's map pick. So Team Singularity forcing Gamerlegion all the way on their own map pick does bode well for them in this series. Of course, we'll be heading over to Overpass next, which will be the Team Singularity map pick. Nuke the decider if it's needed between these two teams, but Era, he's looking to find 15 here. Singularity, they did force buy into this. SMF is going to recover that up. Look for damage. But instead, it's Adam with the next kill. And this is looking like 15 now. SMF with that recovered up, a couple deagles. Singularity missing out on a couple rounds in this half that might have just tipped them over the edge in this game. 5-on-3 in that last round. Remoy with those 2 opening kills. All for nothing in the end as it slips away from them, and looks like this round is as well. Maybe they just saved this orb at this point. Bad him in towards the window. That's not going to happen. Nice shot from Notton. With 5 HP, he can't recover that up. All he's got is a deagle, bucket of hopes and dreams, and a couple of players standing in his way over towards his A site. Bobo will be the first point of contact for him, who's currently looking the wrong way. Will swing back, and just in time too as he finds the shot. Cleans up the round, and it is 15 now for the Gamerlegion side. And Singularity force this into an OT, or will Gamerlegion just about slip by in their own map pick here? Take it 16-14. Singularity, they fought tooth and nail in this game, and it's a great showing from them on the opponent's map pick, and it does bode well for the rest of this series, even if they can't force this one into an OT, as it is limited weaponry. A deagle for Iceberg. A couple Tech 9s, a Mac 10 for Larson, a Galil for Notton. It's a hurrah push in towards the A site that's going to go in the CT's favour initially. Iceberg, a huge flank, but not for much more than one. As it's Larson left alone, and a great shot from Era closes it down. Gamerlegion, they fight back 14-11. They make it 16-14. And that will be the first map. Gamelegion's favour. It is the Gamerlegion map pick. We will have Overpass up next, and it will be the Singularity map pick, as they will hope to tie up this series 1-1. So make sure you don't go anywhere. Stick around, because I'm sure Singularity are going to want to try and take this to a decider on Nuke. Be back in a few.